Hello everyone, I am Tacet, and today I'm going to be going over the Gems of War Gnome-a-Palooza, as well as teams to be using for it, as well as for farming Vault events. So, of course, 2 days ago we ended up getting version 5.6. We went over the full changelog on stream. However, I did want to go over a few things related to it, a bunch of teams that you could use to farm Gnome-a-Palooza, as well as Vault events in general. But anyways, as far as the main feature, of course, the main thing is these Gnome-a-Paloozas. Basically, there are 4 new gnomes that are within the game. Keep in mind, they are not in the Vault Key drop table until next Monday, so you might want to save your Vault Keys until then as far as opening them. However, these 4 gnomes that you can find as a result of battle, they are in the exact same locations where gnomes are normally found, which means you most likely want to farm them in Explore, where you can farm them the quickest. And essentially, there's these 4 verses, and once you have all 4 verses, you can craft a Gnome-a-Palooza. A Gnome-a-Palooza will make every single battle that you end up doing that normally has gnomes have 4 gnomes that you can kill for 15 minutes straight. This will make it so if you can win very quickly, you will get an absurdly high amount of loot. You can also end up getting these scrolls as a result of it, and you can of course also end up getting Vault Keys and the normal stuff as a Vault event would normally have. We have a special 4-day Vault event for this specific occasion that is of course going on right now and will be ending on Monday Reset. So basically a normal Vault event, except it's 1 day longer. Also, Trippy seems to be ready. But anyways, as far as the teams that you would end up using for this, there are a couple really good kingdoms to be doing that have really low durability, like Blackhawk, Wild Plains, and Cinemirage, all pretty good choices. I will go and just do it off of Blackhawk right here. So there are 3 main teams that you want to do. We'll start from the cheapest one. This is Black Manacles, Rowanne, Leprechaun, and Mirage Queen. Black Manacles you get for free from leveling up your hero. Rowanne you get for free for completing out Forest of Thorns. Leprechaun is an ultra rare that you have to try Alpha Glory Keys and Gem Keys if you don't currently have it. Also needs to be fully traded. And Mirage Queen you get from the Underworld by opening shards in the portal in Sunken Fleets in the Underworld. And you also need to be fully traded so you can get the 50% mana start. So this can win about 4 times per minute. I can actually push a little bit closer to 4.5 depending on how quickly you click. Basically, you want to go straight for your Leprechaun, pass Rowanne, and then they're all dead. One interesting thing about this team, too, compared to the other ones, is you can do a little bit of a higher difficulty. Rowanne can kill up to about Explore 4, so anywhere from 2 to 4, depending on how high your damage is, you can end up doing with Rowanne. However, you can also just do it on Explore difficulty 1, which is where these other 2 have to be used on. So for the next one, we have the 1 Ironhawk version of the Quick Kill team. It uses Greed, Dust Devil. It is required to use Slayer hero class and Ironhawk. Weapon can be anything, though generally you will not be casting your weapon, so whatever's there kind of doesn't really matter. Though Black Jury is just kind of there in case we can get souls, but that's pretty much never going to happen. But basically, the reason why this can actually kill is because of Bleed. Bleed, whenever we end up getting a kill, ends up doing some damage to everything else, because we end up getting bleed on everything per kill, and this is going to be enough to kill and clean up pretty much everything else that is within the battles. There are a few instances where this will not work, but for the most part, it will end up working most of the time, and can even deal with the Mythic a little bit quicker than the other team will, though there are some other instances where it occasionally will not get enough damage, like if a gnome gets higher durability while another troop also has higher durability. The other option, of course, is double Ironhawk. I would not really advise the triple Ironhawk team. It generally doesn't get enough damage. While it does have the quickest possible win, it does get slowed down a bit on gnomes, because quite a few gnomes have enough durability to 5 to 20 damage hit. However, in this particular instance, we have a 25 damage hit. One other pretty nice thing about this is we have a pretty high upfront damage, where sometimes you will kill before the Dust Devil even does its hits, like we did right there. And whenever that happens, that saves a very, very small amount of time, but every little bit helps, because when you have that Gnome-a-Palooza going, you can end up getting quite a bit of extra value as far as how much extra gnomes you can end up getting. But not sure if I could find it during this video, but of course there are 4 new gnomes that do end up appearing. These do have a lower chance of appearing than a standard gnome, so do be wary of that. However, they appear frequent enough during Vault events that you can get a pretty decent handful. I'm pretty sure I've already found about a dozen. As you can see there, that's a normal gnome. Unfortunately, not really the gnome that we were looking for. But if that was one of the special gnomes, we would get one of the verses there. And once you have the 4 unique verses, you can end up crafting a Gnome-a-Palooza. One thing to note, though, is, of course, you do need 1 of each. So if you keep getting one of a specific one, like right now, I, for whatever reason, have a really high concentration of verse 2, but a very low number of verse 4. Even though I have enough to craft 8, 8, and 8, I can only craft 3 because I do not have enough verse 4s. So that's a little bit annoying. There's currently no way to actually convert them between each other. This feature might become a thing in the future, but as it currently stands, yeah, you just have to hope you don't get unlucky like this. Otherwise, we could technically have 8, but we only have 3. You only have as many Gnome-a-Paloozas as your weakest link. But yeah. Aside from that, as far as 5.6, it changed lycanthropy so it actually halves the level, and basically every glitch with it has been fixed, like the fact that it could like delete sigils sometimes and stuff like that. Aside from that, they also added 2 new warbands added to the game, the Dark Assassin's warband and the Poison Fang warband, as far as the banners that those come with, which of course is the main thing, that and a team slot. Never hurts to have a little bit more team slots. But as far as the 2 banners that we end up getting, we get a +2 blue, +1 green, -1 brown, and a +2 purple, +1 brown, -1 yellow. So you can end up picking those up, just a little bit extra banners. They might come into use on occasion. I definitely feel like the purple-brown one will probably be a little bit more useful, especially with some Black Manacle teams with Archmages and stuff like that. It's also going to be pretty good with Dustbringer if you're building like a Dustbringer team. So definitely has some potential. I don't feel like the other one's going to be used as much. But it might still find its usage here or there. But definitely seems like if you're going to get one or the other, the +2 purple, +1 brown, -1 yellow definitely seems like the better first pick if you are very low on them and want to decide on which one to get. That definitely seems like the better one. Actually, might even be one of the best banners we've gotten from them so far. Though we'll need, of course, a little bit of testing to kind of see what really works with it. But on the premise of what colors they are, it definitely seems like a pretty solid banner. But anyways, guys, that's pretty much everything. So definitely make sure if you're not using any of these teams, definitely consider them, as they are exceedingly quick. And the quickest I am aware of, Rowanne for the cheapest possible for low rarity, and these for just the quickest in general. And of course, it basically the only thing that matters is how quickly you can kill when it comes to gnomes, as well as the Gnome-a-Palooza. It doesn't really matter of any other effects, like what difficulty you're doing, anything like that. You want to do it on the quickest you can kill, which is generally Explore 1, and just doing it with one of these 3 teams, all of which will be in the description as well if you want to go copy paste them. Anyways, if you guys have any other questions, feel free to leave in the comment section below. We will be streaming this every single night this week, as we normally do, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and we will be grinding very heavily to try to get as many gnomes as we possibly can. I'll probably also have a separate video going over just a isolated Gnome-a-Palooza, not including it in this one because it's going to take like 16 minutes to do so, and I figured we'd want to have it a little bit separated just so this video doesn't get too long. Anyways, any other questions, feel free to leave it below, and I'll catch all of you guys later. Have a wonderful Gnome-a-Palooza Vault weekend. Goodbye, everyone, and best of luck in the grind.